Hello everyone. All the stuff you see here is what I'm going to be bringing on the trail with me. And it's all gonna fit in this green backpack over there. So people had a lot of questions about what I was bringing, how I'm bringing it, and how much it weighs. So I wanted to make this video to kind of explain that. So I guess I'll just start from left to right here. So we'll start with my hammocks, which are in these two bags here. I'll go into more detail about how to use them and what they look like in a different video. Right now it's kind of raining outside, so I don't want to get wet yet. I'll have enough of that on the trail. So those are the two hammocks. One of them's the actual hammock I'll be sleeping in, and then the other one is the tarp that's going to protect me from rain and snow, wind, all that stuff. And these two bags here are my insulation. So one of them is like a shell that goes underneath that's going to insulate me from the cold that way. And then there's another one, the second bag acts kind of like a sleeping bag. It's not completely enclosed like a sleeping bag because I have that other one that goes underneath the hammock. And that way if I'm not too hot or not too cold, I can remove one of the sleeping bags, or I can just remove the shell off the bottom part. And right now they're in those two bags to keep the feathers from getting damaged. So they're going to be in these compression sacks called stuff sacks, which are here. I'm going to be putting one in this bag and one in this one. Keeping them compressed like that can actually damage them, so for as long as possible, I'm going to try to keep them in those bags for now until I get on the trail. I'll be using them every night anyway, so they'll be out for a good, hopefully, 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night. So that's those. I'll go into detail more about that in a different video on how to use it, or how I use it and how it's set it up. But right now it's raining. I'll have enough of that rain on the actual trail, so I'll save that for later. So the rest of the stuff that's on the left side is my clothing. So I have a sweatshirt, a puffy coat, I have one pair of gloves, a pair of sleeping socks, and then 2 pairs of regular socks. It's good to kind of switch out your socks throughout the day in case like your feet are sweaty, they're hurting, give you a chance to put just on something fresh. Some people don't do that, but I think I'm going to. Here we have an underlayer, so when it's cold, I'll use that along with some insulated leggings. That's not here now because they actually are in the wash. I have a buff, which is like a bandana that goes around your head, and these are great because you can actually wear them in any kind of style. Then I also have like a fleece hat, regular tank top, just like a long sleeve shirt. I have a bandana, pair of shorts, and then just like regular hiking pants here. I also have these here. These are called gaiters, and these actually go over your shoes. The laces go underneath the shoe to stay on it. It prevents from sand and rocks getting in your shoes because, you know, walking for 2,000 miles with rocks in your shoes isn't a good feeling. I also have kind of like my sanitation and water purification system here. So this is what's called a water bladder. Mine's actually kind of small for what people recommend to bring on the trail. Some people bring up to like 2 liters, 2 or 3 liters. Mine's only 16. I'm okay with that because I'm bringing a couple of extra bottles. I'm going to keep one with regular water, and then I'm going to have a bottle full of water with a supplement in it. So I'm using these things called Noon tablets. They just have extra vitamins and whatnot in them. I'll have one of those a day, and then the regular water, and then the bladder with pond water, river water, etc. And it gets purified with this little, I use a Sawyer here, and the plunger and stuff here, toothpaste, toothbrush. I have the little travel size because we do, as hikers, have to save some weight. So I like this here because it comes out like that, and then this part here, if you reverse it and put it in here, it makes almost like a full-sized toothbrush. So some hikers will get like a regular toothbrush and then they'll just cut the top off of it. I like that because that saves weight, but then it's like a full-size toothbrush. sanitation. So I have some toilet paper in here, some paper towels in here to clean up my mess. Over here is a complete luxury item, if you can even call it luxury. He's gonna be my little mascot. So his name's Swoop, and I put him in a loop on my backpack, and he kind of hangs out. So he's gonna keep me company along with my husband on the trail. So down here this is actually a rain jacket. So this one can obviously compress into its own pocket. So when I unzip here, the whole thing comes out. And I'm going to try to do that with one hand right now for you, because learning about all this stuff and how it can compress as much as it does is actually kind of impressive to me. So I just want to show you that. And it's going to be mad wrinkly at first, but you know, the trees aren't going to care about that when you're out there. All I'm going to care about is being dry when it starts raining. And this one is a Marmont. I'll put that aside for now. So also down here I have a compactable little reusable bag. So when you go into town, you obviously shopping for stuff, they give you plastic bags. With the active climate change and activity and stuff, people are going for paper bags, and you end up just going to have to throw that out. So this actually comes out to like what looks like a plastic bag. You see that there. So I'll use that, and then it just compacts into itself. Also, I have a mosquito net. So this comes out and it goes over your head to protect your face from mosquitoes. I have DEET, and I should probably get a larger one, especially when I get to Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire in the summertime. But we're going to need a lot of DEET. So this is for now. I'm sure I'm going to end up needing a huge bottle of that later on. Other stuff in this little container, some earplugs to help me sleep, some medication, and like an emergency kit. So in here I have like a candle, some extra ties, a tack. I'm keeping my moleskin in here. And moleskin, if you cut these little pieces, you can actually stick this to your skin. So it adds an extra layer on your feet, on toes, on your heels, so you don't get blisters, because that's going to be painful on the trail if you're not taking care of your feet and you're walking around with blisters the whole time. And if that is the case, vitamin I is what some hikers call it, because we are going to need lots of ibuprofen for back aches, knee aches, foot pain, all that stuff there. I'm gonna leave that open. This is just like a miniature towel, so like if you do get wet, or if you're at a hospital, take a shower, don't have towels, this also comes out. And it's not huge, it's decent size. Or if you want to wipe something down, it comes out like that, like a little rag. Quick drying, all that. I do have a headlamp, and right now I'm unsure about this one because it's actually kind of heavy. The one I had before was really light, but it also didn't work very well. But I like how well this works, so we'll see if I need to save some weight on my bag. So the total weight of my bag right now is around 30 pounds. That's without water and food, so I'm going to say that's kind of on the heavier side. And I don't think I'll really know what to get rid of and what to keep until I'm on the trail. There's actually a point on the trail, and I forget where this is, but people will come out and help you decide like what you should get rid of, what you should keep, and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'm going to start with all this stuff for now until then, because I have done some practice runs with all this stuff you see here, plus water and food, and it wasn't terrible. Some parts were kind of terrible, but I was also in the whites, so I practiced in the White Mountains on a couple of 4K mountains. But anyway, when we continue on this side, this is some more luxury items here. So I do plan on documenting my time on the trail, and I know I've been started these YouTube videos and updating everyone on my Facebook, but I also do want to write about it too. So I have these Write in the Rain books. I got this one here with a Write in the Rain pen. I have one of these in each of my boxes that I'm shipping myself. All these right here, and I can get to those boxes in a different video as well, what those are all about. But some more luxury. I'm also bringing my watercolors. So something to do, some inspiration on the trail that I get. I do have this miniature set of watercolors. And when we open it here, there's little cakes, and this is a brand new set. But there's different colors here that I can use. I'm actually going to get rid of this to save a tiny bit of weight, because that's kind of heavy for that tiny little thing. And anyway, I have this. So this little brush pen is a watercolor pen, and this stores water in it. And I loved this so much because I don't need to carry like an extra cup or get anything dirty with watercolors, because I can just squeeze this little pen here and the water moistens the tip here. And you can see that I've already tested it out and used it before, but don't let that deceive you. The blue doesn't come out, it's just the fibers are kind of transparent, they just stained over time. I think I am going to put an extra one or two in one of those boxes for myself, just in case if it gets too damaged and then makes it too hard for watercolors. So I am going to do that, and I will update you on some of these too, because there's no way I'm not going to be inspired by some of those mountains that I'm going to see. More stuff below. This little guy here is just like an extra piece of like plastic, so I'll probably keep this in the top of my backpack for easy access. So if like the ground's wet or kind of gross, if you take this out and just place it on the ground, that's where I'll put my bag instead of having like dirt and mud all over the bottom of my pack. This will save me some trouble. For my cooking system, I have this little pot here. Now this is something that my husband made, that he actually ended up getting a brand new set, and he kind of handed this down to me. So this little cover, I don't know if I'm going to keep the cover or not, but it has like a metallic tape on it and little handle. It's a little awkward trying to pack it because of this little thing here, so I might leave that behind. Luxury item again, but just some hot sauce for my food. I do have a collapsible cup, and this is made out of silicone. This is a Sea to Summit brand, and it opens up to a decent size. I can put coffee in this, mac and cheese, soup that I'll make, anything like that. But I won't be cooking in this. I'll actually be cooking with this here. It's a titanium little cup here. There's some bland from before. And my little stove made out of a cat food can. And I think it's just a different brand of cat food can on here. But this is also something that we made. We kind of just put the cans inside of themselves with some holes. Try to focus on it here. There we go. Some holes for ventilation. And then if you look inside around the rim here, there's like a piece of cotton or multiple pieces of cotton. And what we do is we put the fuel inside this part here, light it, and then this kind of keeps it from burning out too quickly. So we will put that on the ground. This will go directly on top of it. And that's how I'll be cooking my food, with this little stove. I did have a guard that goes around here. I'm going to have to ask my husband where I put that. But he does have some other stuff like the emergency kit, because we are splitting the weight on a lot of things since there's two of us. Like the coffee. He's going to carry the coffee, the emergency kit. I'll be carrying some other items like these power pocket juice things for our phones and other electronic devices if we decide to bring them. The fuel is going to go in these little canisters here. So what we've been using is heat. I think it's used for cars, but it works fine for food. It's not going to kill you or anything for using that, but it's a lot lighter than some of the other options. Some people bring total giant cans of whatever for their cooking. And then a spoon, spork. I think there's a name for it, but it's like a spoon and a fork and no knife, but I'll be bringing a tiny little knife with me eventually. I have this bag here. This is actually going to be the lining of my bag. So instead of just tossing everything in the bag as is here, this is going to be inside the bag first. I'm going to put everything in there, and then they're going to be separated by these stuff sacks that I was talking about earlier. And I know a lot of hikers say that they end up ditching them and just start shoving everything in their backpacks. That's kind of why I have the contractor bag. That'll help keep everything waterproof too. I do have a backpack cover that I can use as well, because it's very uncomfortable just having everything wet, especially if it's raining days and days at a time. So I'm trying to prevent a lot of that, and I think some of these stuff sacks are water resistant in the least to help keep stuff dry. And yeah, so that's kind of the gist of what I'm bringing. Once we finish up these boxes, I can show you guys kind of what I'm shipping out to myself. And these here, we started some of them. Well, we started all of them. We just have like a few loose ends to kind of pull through with these guys. Right now, there's a shortage on toilet paper, so we still gotta get some toilet paper on those because everyone's freaking out about the coronavirus and everything. But we'll figure that out. We have some for the beginning at least. Hopefully that dies down. And maybe I'll go over like what I wear. Obviously, I wanted to talk about the hammocks. And yeah, so again, if you guys have any other questions, leave me some comments down below, or you guys have me on Facebook, ask me there, in person, whatever. I'll keep making these videos for as long as I can. On the trail, I'm going to try to do one once a week. I can't promise that because I can't promise how the, Wi-Fi is going to be on the mountain kind of thing. So, alright, so I'll see you guys later.